What's going on, everybody? It's FREEDO here. Fire up the jetpacks. Come on up here. The air is fine. It smells beautiful. Birds are chirping. Clouds are getting in my way and almost crash landing me into oblivion. Anyway, Pharah has been buffed on the PTR, and I couldn't be more happy about it. Now, in this video, I am going to talk about that effect onto the meta, why it's good, and the implications for Pharah in general, but also the strategy of buffing characters this way in the entire game. The jetpack change significantly helped me win that duel against that Bastion there, who, let's face it, was in a horrible position. There wasn't even a Rhine shield in front of him. What is he doing? It's PTR. What happens in PTR stays in PTR, okay? You can play Bastion if you want to. You can leave your Rhine behind. It's all good. But the way that I was able to abuse the distance head glitch and be where I wanted to be is the difference between Pharah being playable and bad. Old Pharah there would struggle to maintain in the spot I wanted to be, and I would have been mincemeat for the Bastion. As I hover across this enemy team, I'm able to go wherever I want. I feel like I'm on a cloud, an Aladdin. This new Pharah playstyle is a whole new world. That's the second song reference in this video already. If you came to our streams, you would know that my mind thinks in cheesy Disney tunes, and you'd understand. But some people think that this is overpowered for Pharah, and I want to explain why that's not the case. First of all, it has to be said that Pharah being able to fly more does not equate to her killing more directly. All it does is allow her to play her playstyle properly, which I think is incredibly important for balancing each and every hero in Overwatch, and is the mindset that we should go about when criticizing the game. Can Pharah hover over you basically forever now? Actually, forever. She can't fall down if she plays it right. She will always stay up in the air. Yes. Does that make her overpowered? No, definitely not. Because before, she would get punished so badly for one small little misstep and get wrecked. Not only that, with the ability to have increased thrust from her jetpack, it allows her to dodge midair, which is even more important to me than simply hovering longer, because using some sliding on the rooftops and being smart from when you jump, you could keep the correct positioning that you wanted as Pharah before. But what's more important now is you have at least some sort of tool while you're in the air. You can dip, dodge, duck, and dive in the air to sort of interplay and interact with the engagement you're in. Now, the very key thing about this gameplay is I'm switching over to everybody's favorite cowboy, McCree, because we're in this claustrophobic, cavernous environment, and there's no place for Pharah to fly. There's absolutely no point to pick Pharah here, unless I'm against some sort of comp that just simply isn't bad against it. But against a Widowmaker and a Zenyatta, how am I ever going to fly anywhere without just getting discorded and wrecked? No, instead, I pick to a much more high-value DPS in McCree and get guaranteed value. And that's the biggest thing that I have to say about changing one character in the meta. As long as every other character that competes for that type of slot is viable in their own way, we'll always have a game where it fits, where a character doesn't overtake the other if you just make it playable. I didn't really like the changes to Pharah's rockets, and I don't want to see them changed anymore, but to make her more playable is the way to go, and it should be done with every hero that we deem lacking. It isn't good to just try to buff up something to the point where it becomes broken. For instance, when D.Va's defense matrix was infinite, basically, it didn't feel good for the game. But if you increase the ability of a character to play in the playstyle they're supposed to be in, then they start to be more fun, which I think is the first and foremost rule when it comes to developing a game and balancing, but also just healthy for the game environment. McCree's undergone so many changes, and I think he's the poster child for balancing Overwatch properly. It almost seemed to be the point that McCree would never get balanced because they always kept trying one thing and doing the other, but right now they finally found that beautiful spot where he works. Family Hammer's a little bit more dexterous but isn't overpowered. His range damage is spot on but requires headshots to be really good, and if you can play that way, then you're gonna wreck things. I think that's where we just put Pharah with this thrust boost. It gives her the tools to be able to navigate midair, but that doesn't automatically win you the game. It just allows you to play Pharah properly. And a lot of the time, you shouldn't be playing Pharah. If I was playing Pharah in this situation, she's not as good as just standing still and hitting a ranged target and punishing positioning. Pharah is good at taking positioning and interesting angles against an opponent. So based purely just upon how the game is played, as well as the map architecture, a lot of the time Pharah will be nearly unpickable anyway, if you're trying to maximize the value of the hero you're playing. So with that being the case, allowing her to have a time to shine is exactly what we want to see, and I'm very excited for the momentum that it feels these buffs on the PTR have been building. It seems like Blizzard is finally getting really comfortable with the balance of this game, and the experience they've built upon making all these different changes has sort of had a cumulative effect over time, where they are making moves that are just smarter and smarter as time goes on. It's been a long time since they've made a change to a hero that I felt was out of order, and that's a really good thing. A lot of developers horrifically struggle and just seem like they're rolling dice to try to figure out what things should change. You know, they've got to change something. The people are going crazy. What do we do? No, Blizzard feels like they have a command over this game, and that's really inspiring to me as an Overwatch fanatic and content creator who just wants to see the game be as good as it can be. Now, with that being said, I think we still have some work to do with changes in the game. We're going to make a bigger video talking about Sombra. She's in a tricky spot as well, and I think the strategy of enabling heroes to do the job they need to be doing is the way to go. We don't need to overcomplicate it. We always have me to do that for you, tinkering with how it's going to affect the meta in X, Y, or Z way. Instead, first and foremost, a hero needs to do the role they're designed for, or what's the point? They did it with McCree, and I think they nailed it with Pharah, enabling for fun play to emerge. Hallelujah! Pharah players rejoice! Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. It really does help us out. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, because we upload each and every day. If you aren't following on Twitch, what are you doing with your life? We stream on Twitch each and every day, and do a variety of different things on stream, so come check it out. Who knows what's next? Check out our Discord server, linked in the description, to find teammates to pair up with. Follow us on Twitter at YourOverwatchYT for stream announcements, updates, and other cool doodads. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.